Welcome to the channel, everyone. Yes, the Jeep is still broken, but we'll have that fixed this week. Windrock was not very good to it. But a lot of people are very shocked that I still have this truck a few months later. If anyone has kept up with the channel, I typically have big lifted diesels that are built and go pretty fast for, you know, a 10,000 pound truck. So this is my first time in a very, very long time having to gas her and actually keeping it. So I have almost 7,000 miles on it in just 3 months, so I have been driving the daylights out of this thing. I've got a little bit of seat time, I think it says whenever I start her up, about 260 hours into this guy. And I have multiple 1,200 mile trips in it. So I do have a lot of seat time in this to give a really good review for your normal person. Now, I have used it for towing, I've used it for all the little notorious things that trucks are actually made for. Only upgrade I have done on the truck whatsoever is an air intake, which looks like I need to dust her off a little bit actually. But I just thought the stock one made the engine bay look absolutely horrible. And this is the 5.3 liter. I did not go for the 6.2 due to I figured the gas prices were going to skyrocket. And right after I bought the 5.3, sure enough, they did skyrocket. Over here in Northeast Tennessee, I did have some issues whenever first buying it. The pipeline busted not too far from us, and then boom, there was no gas for a while. Of course, both my vehicles were on E whenever it happened. But go ahead and... One great thing about the truck, it has become our traveling vehicle because the rear seat is just ridiculously massive. But it works out great for the kids. They all love all of their room and everything. That's part of the reason why I bought the truck, because you can easily fit 3 grown men back here. Plus, it's just usually my 2 kids or maybe even the dogs. One great feature, heated cooled seats. Outstanding, right? Awesome. Well, here is one of the bad parts about this truck, which I love that it has the really thick, hard leather, because you can't even tell I've sat down in it. Oh, wait, no, it looks like there is a couple of indentation marks right there, which is not visible to the naked eye, but in the camera it's showing it off. But for having 7,000 miles on the vehicle, the interior is still in amazing shape, other than it is dusty because I do use the truck and I can't just clean it every single day. But the seats are a little hard for your excessively long trips. We've got about a 600-mile trip up to see my in-laws and then back. By about hour number 7, the seats do get a little tough and your backside starts to hurt a little bit. Usually I do buy, you know, the equivalent of what would be the Denali, because I usually drive Platinum Fords. Older Platinum Fords. Not trying to say I'm just out here buying brand new trucks all the time, because usually they are a few years older. There it was. It said 257.9, and there's almost your 7,000 miles. Whew, it is nice and toasty in here today. Don't know about this, but this always comes up every single time. It does get annoying, always having to do that, or it'll even say I've removed the SD card that is for specifically navigation. So that is one of the flaws of this truck. It does seem to have a couple little electrical issues, nothing crazy, but whenever you buy something brand new, it is nice if it works exactly how it's supposed to. You have what seems like 600 cup holders in this thing, and then you got 2 in each door, 2 down there, 2 down there, and then 1 in each door back there as well. Then plus, if you had in my kids' cup holders on all their little seats, I legitimately have like 16 cup holders in here. And we had 2 cups right here. Don't know what this section is really for, but guess what? It fits a Monster energy drink. Absolutely perfect for a road trip whenever there's already cups over here. And then it is nice having the charging unit, trailer, all your plug-ins, and then there's a ton of them in the back as well. Whenever we get to the exterior, I'll show you that this option does have everything for the bed plug-ins as well, for campers and all that. Then... Sorry guys, I've been running around, so it sounds like I'm really out of breath, but it is a nice toasty day, that's for sure. So over the 7,000 miles almost of having the truck, 15.1 miles to the gallon. I know a lot of people think that's very important, which it is. Ooh, I'm not doing good right now. Man, I must have been romping on it a little bit. It's kind of crazy. All right, so there is that for you. There has been a stint where I've got 21.1 miles to the gallon. Right now, I'm assuming the fuel mileage is down so far due to I usually let it sit there and cool the whole truck down before the family jumps in and out of it for a couple minutes at a time at least. with an auto start on it. So that's probably why the fuel's so bad right now, because it is nice and toasty here in Tennessee. Had to use that a couple of times for off-roading, looking for new land to purchase and create, you know, what we really want. I don't think there's anything else really left here. Oh, that's about it for that. So I will go ahead and jump out of here. Oh, and if it tells you anything, oh shoot, I can zoom out. Still have the plastics on everything, which is not necessary at all, but it is just something I do for as long as I can, except I did have to take it off there because it's messing with the touchscreen. Couldn't even use it. Bose sound system. Now there's a couple different packages you can buy with his AT4. So, no, my fuel mileage would be much better if I did not buy the AT4 package, because it comes with a 2-inch lift from the factory, a little bit more aggressive tire as well. So I do know my friend that has a Denali version of the 2021. He's got the 5.3 just like I do, but he can also get up to 28 miles to the gallon, but he lives up north in the flat regions, and he is on street tires due to not being lifted with a more aggressive all-terrain tire. One option I would pick a little bit different. I would have searched for the ones that had the 20-inch wheels instead of the 18s. They don't come with as aggressive Goodyear Wrangler tire, but you can lift it without having to change your tire. With these, everything is stating you have to go up to a 20-inch wheel if you do want to go any bigger on a lift. So if you ever want to lift it in the future, try to find one that does have the 20-inch wheel instead of just the 18. Some people hate these things. These things are awesome. They are a rock guard from the place up above, man. These things are absolutely perfect. Yes, whenever you're leaning into your truck, boom, you can hit it and it is basically right on the line. And it does catch your shin's attention just a little bit. But at the end of the day, all you hear is rocks getting slung up and everything, hitting those things, which just means it's staying off of your beautiful paint job. They just paid a ton of money to have a truck like this. And, oh, and upgrades. I did do WeatherTech because I do have kids, and, well, yeah, I'm very picky about my truck. So AT4, then it did come with this, and then I'll go over the price of what I actually paid. What should you actually pay for a truck like this? You know, it has the fancy tailgate, which I actually do use this thing quite often. And my son actually loves it. If you have a little kid, they'll climb up and down that sucker all day long. All day long. But it came with the spray, and it came with the fancy tailgate and everything. Your little handle right there. And then, I don't know why we have HDMI ports as exhaust here, but I am going to pop and swap this out. If you look at the brand new Denalis or the higher packages for their Tahoes, everything, it does have a quad tip, 2 here, then 2 over there, which I'm going to take these out and put those in. They look 10 times better. I've seen one other person do it, and I fully understand why they did it. I've come to realize this right here, if you don't feel like putting down, you know, the 14-point tailgate over here, this is actually extremely useful as well. Once again, I am a Ford guy, but man, I have to say, I do love this truck. It's a great truck. 7,000 miles later. The only thing I can really complain about is it is a little bit of a stiff ride. Once you hit about 6-7 hour mark, you start to realize that you've had a few trucks that are a little bit more comfortable on the road. Then AT4 package, you get a little stiffer spring and everything. It would have been nice if, for how much you pay for the vehicle, it would come with an identical spare, especially being it's not even an all-terrain. So, there's not much more to really go over other than everything has stayed in great shape. A lot of people do think, here, let me see if I can kick these little guys on. Actually, I've got a couple of things, but it's going to be these guys right here. So, I am an early bird gets the worm type guy. So, whenever, oops, sorry, get my hand out of the way there. Let's make sure these guys are on. I don't know how well you can tell right now, but I get high beamed every single morning because of these things, and that is just a regular driving light. So go ahead and forewarning, if you get the LED package on these trucks, you are going to get high beamed left and right. It's going to happen. There's nothing to it. But also, this truck is almost the equivalent of a Denali. Not quite. It's not got quite all the bells and whistles, but it is very close, and it is more, or a little bit more off-road capable. And the Denalis have a magnetic rear end while these don't, which makes this, maybe in my eyes, a little bit more practical. But with that being said, a Denali is ridiculously expensive. Now this truck was marked up as ridiculously expensive, but since I got the 5.3, which if you didn't know, you can also get this in the diesel. If I would have known that at the time, I would have searched for a diesel version, but I wouldn't have got the deal that I got. So for pricing, I bought this in Johnson City, Tennessee at Chaparral. They are a family-owned place, which no, they didn't pay me anything to go ahead and say that, but I got an outstanding deal on this thing. So I believe the sticker, actually, let me double check. Do I have the sticker in the truck? I think it was 58 or 59,000 was the sticker. Oh, looky there. Oh yeah, so it says you can get up to 21, which I prove it can, but realistically, not really. There you go. 58,500. That's before taxes or anything. But, well, let's not mess it up. Let's see if we can keep that nice and pretty, just like keeping all the plastics on it. But anyway, so at the end of the day, what did they make me pay for it? They dropped it all the way down to $49,000, so just about $9,500 under what the sticker was on this thing. So by no means can I ever complain about what I priced this truck out as. That's also another reason why I didn't go diesel. If I would have went up one level to a 2,500, same package, AT4, because I do love the package. Package looks awesome. I mean, the truck just looks awesome. Little red accents and everything. Great looking truck. But if I would have went up to a diesel, I would have been looking at $80,000 just to say it could tow a little bit more and have a diesel. Yes, I know there's a big difference in these two trucks, but is there $30,000 worth of difference? No, not at all. Not by any means. So I actually love this truck enough to where I do believe I might be making my wife's daily, because the Jeep I do want to turn into a trail rig, especially being that it's already broke. But I did hit a very hard trail. But it is what it is. But I do believe I'm going to buy the AT4 package of a Yukon for her daily driver. Absolutely love it. Then you never have to worry about getting stuck or what the weather's like and everything. Just gives you that little bit of extra security blanket that you really don't need, because most vehicles can make it in snow and everything these days with all-wheel drive or anything like that. But it's always nice knowing that they are a little bit bigger on the road, and by bigger, that to me makes me feel safer. But anyways, let me know what you all think about this review, and if you all have found anything that I did not cover in this video, please go ahead and state it down below so other people watching this video can figure out all the little things about this truck as well, because when you're paying $50,000 plus for a vehicle, it is a big decision, and a lot of people want to do a lot of reviews on them, or at least see what is going on, what engine they want. You can get it in a little tiny diesel, a 5.3 or a 6.2. Me personally, I went for a 5.3. It is an extremely reliable engine for Chevy, GM, and all of them, so that's why I went with that one. Less issues. I've heard the 6.2 has a lot of torque converter issues on this model. So anyways, with that, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Stopping by for the first time, please subscribe. You all have a great day.